Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time for Smacked It Down. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos on you want me to do on the channel, whether it be a reaction or a commentary or a topic or a review or whatever, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the 1998 film Bulworth. It stars Warren. Now, I've heard it pronounced Beatty. I've also heard it pronounced Beatty. I don't know which is the preferred term. I've heard it pronounced both ways. I know last time, it was a long time ago, I mentioned his name. Someone got mad about it, but again, if I messed up, I apologize. Basically, I didn't really grow up a whole lot. I mean, I remember him from Dick Tracy. He did that film in 1990. He did that really bad film with Dustin Hoffman, the comedy, that Ishtar. That was a pretty awful film. I think the part that got mad was defending that film. I'm like, oh, gee, if you like Ishtar, that's fine, but I think it's awful. Now, he directed this as well as starred in it, and you also have Halle Berry in the film, Don Cheadle, Sean Astin, in a very small role. He's a cameraman, and if you were to ask me 3 lines he had, I couldn't tell you. I'm like, wow, that's weird. He was in The Goonies and other stuff, and he just kind of cast in a completely nothing role. That was just very strange. Unless there was stuff that was cut out or something. Let's see, there's a few others that I recognized, but the name, I'm really bad with names. Oh God, I forgot his name. My friend Effrey hates this guy. Oliver Platt. I believe that's the Oliver Platt. Which I don't mind him, but I know my friend Effrey hates the guy. But this is one where... I'll get out of here. This is one where it's about Warren as the Democratic Senator Jay Billington. And he's in a funk. Complete and utter funk. He's watching his old ads, or even his new ads, and they have the same type of repeated phrases, and just him being really fake and phony, fraudulent, repeated fakery, and he just tired of politics, tired of life, and he, in order for his kid to get this insurance, he orders a hit on himself. And then while this is happening, he starts being brutally honest. And that kind of kicks another gear into it. And this is a film that it's actually very prevalent in today's age. Very prevalent. And this is a film that I'm surprised a lot more people haven't talked about this film. And like, hey, you know, you take another look at this in the way of the world today. Maybe a new appreciation out of the film. Because he's so brutally honest, like he goes to this church with a lot of African Americans, and he starts being honest, and they go, you tell me that the Democratic Party doesn't like they don't care about the African Americans? And he's like, is that obvious? I mean, hey, if you don't put down that malt liquor and chicken wings and get behind someone other than a running back who stabs his wife, you never don't get rid of someone like me. And he just starts being absolute batshit crazy, and he goes to KFC, and he goes to parties with Halle Berry, and he goes to another meeting with the entertainment industry, and he's talking about how, you know, all you guys, you have all this money, but most of the movies you make are crap. You know, how is it that you turn all movies to crap? I mean, how much money do you need? I'm like, again, that would work in today's age. If you told that to Marvel and Disney, abso-fucking-lutely. Hey, let me tell you. They always put the big Jews on my schedule. And I could do without the fact that I think one thing that hurts the film is, as he's getting more into the film, he gets more into rapping. And then when he starts talking, he raps. I thought that was... I kind of get what he was going for, but at the same time, I don't think that really helped the longevity, because when they see Warren this old white guy rapping. If you listen to the words, they're very prevalent. Just like a lot of rap. If you listen to the words, there's a lot of important stuff into it. But, like, if you had done it, if you look up Jeff Daniels, he did a show, and the clip is called America is Not the Greatest Country. And the way he says it, and the way he's being brutally honest, but he said, no, America's not the country. But it has the opportunity to be that again. It has the opportunity to be that. The way he said it, the candor he said it, if Warren did the movie with this brutal honesty and tipped that cadence throughout the rest of it, I think this film might be even more prevalent in today's age. Well, it's prevalent, but maybe more people will be talked about. It's just when they get to the rapping, they're like, oh god, okay, a white guy trying to rap. This is cringeworthy shit. And it's do that for the comedy. And maybe it's funny once or twice, but when he keeps doing it, that kind of lessens the humor. Again, when he's being honest earlier on in the church and in the entertainment party, I think that's actually some of the funnier stuff. But I do think it has a nice message, you know, that we're all the same. That's really the message. Black, white, whatever it may be, we're all the same. And Halle Berry, beautiful lady, I'm a fan of her. Loved her in films like Kidnap and John Wick 3, and always been a fan of hers. Even in a bit role like in The Last Boy Scout. She does a good job here. And I know she really has talked about how much she appreciates being in the film. And said she studied Warren and learned a lot from him, which is very cool. Don Cheadle would go on to be, of course, War Machine, the Marvel films. He's been in a lot of stuff. Space Jam 2. But he's a drug lord. Does a nice job here. And like I said, the first or second time is fine. Like when he's in the big, almost a parade, but when everyone's out there watching, he's like shitting on the insurance companies, rapping, and about healthcare. And when you're a senator, you get it all the time. The pussy, the pussy, the pussy all the time. The pussy, the young pussy, the pussy. Okay, that made me chuckle a bit. But when he does his big speech at the end, I kind of wish it wasn't in rap form. Maybe he starts like one or two sentences, and then he stops and just is brutally honest with a simple cadence throughout the rest of it. I do like the bit where he's in the ghetto and he confronts these two racist cops and makes them apologize. Again, that could be, once again, prevalent in today's age. I do think one of the nitpicks I have is a waste of the score, the composer by Ennio Morricone. Ennio Morricone. This is the guy who did films like this. Fistful of Dollars. And you could barely hear any of his music in this because it was all replaced pretty much with rap music. And I just don't understand. You get Ennio Morricone, a great composer, and you replace most of his music with rap? That felt more of a, we're going to do this to hopefully sell more tickets than for the movie. At least that's my opinion. Some rap is fine, but I think it overtook just... Oh, Ennio Morricone did the music, and then I barely heard any of his music. But again, I do think there's some good merit, some good story, and there's some good plot. Like when Warren is talking to Don Cheadle, and Don Cheadle's like, he's using these kids because they have limited liabilities, and what they don't do because the education system. And on the flip side, and he's talking about, well, it's just like politics. You find the edge and you exploit it. And then Warren tosses him and goes, you know, If you ain't got shit to die for, and blah blah blah, they ain't got shit to live for. Pretty much that Don Cheadle, you're full of shit. No matter how you want to excuse it. And there's this crazy quote at the end. I don't know if I'll be able to... Actually, I might try to do the whole thing. If I get my fucking phone out. Should have had this. This is a pretty big, long speech that if you actually listen to the words, it has a damn good punchline at the end, which I just depend on your values, on how you feel about it. But I would say this, before I give it away, I think it's worth a watch. I think it's got some good humor in it. I think the cast does a good job. Like I said, I wish some of the actors, like Sean Astin, was given more to do, because it's like weird. Of course, later on he'd be in Lord of the Rings, all sorts of other stuff, but it's like, wow, this seems like a big waste of Sean Astin. And he's like given nothing to do. I'm like, then why is he in the damn thing? But okay, if it actually lets me. Sorry, it's hard to do two things at once. All these damn things popping up. But like I said, I wish they didn't waste any more Morricone score. I wish you heard more of it. I wish the rapping was brought down a little bit, especially in the main speech. But I liked it because I liked the verbiage. And I'm not going to rap it. Fuck the ad. Fuck the ad. Fuck the ad. Okay, why is it not telling me the whole... It's not what I want. Sorry about that, folks. Come on. I'll leave this in to showcase my stupidity. Okay, here it is. It's a long one, so bear with me. Obscenity? The rich is getting richer and richer and richer, while the middle class is getting more poor, making billions and billions and billions of bucks. Well, my friend, if you weren't already rich at the start, well, that situation just sucks. Because the richest motherfucker and 5 of us is getting 98% of it. And every other motherfucker in the world is left to wonder where the fuck we went with it. Obscenity? I'm a senator. I gotta raise $10,000 a day every day I'm in Washington. I ain't getting in South Central. I'm getting in Beverly Hills. So I'm voting from them in the Senate the way they want me to. And I'm sending them my bills. But we got babies in South Central dying as young as they do in Peru. We got public schools that are nightmares. We got Congress that ain't got a clue. We got kids with some machine guns. We got militias throwing bombs. We got Bill just getting all weepy. We got Newt blaming teenage moms. We got factories closing down. Where the hell did all the good jobs go? I'll tell you where they went. My contributors make more profits making and hiring kids in Mexico. Oh, brother can work in fast food if he can't invent computer games. But what we used to call America, that's going down the drains. How's that young man going to meet his financial responsibilities working at a motherfucking Burger King? He ain't. And please don't even start with the school shit. There ain't no education going on up in that motherfucker. Obscenity? We got 1 million brothers in prison. I mean, the walls are really rotting, but you can bet your ass they'd be all out if they could pay Johnny Cochran. The Constitution is supposed to give them all equal chance. Well, that ain't going to happen for sure. And every time they take a little from the rich motherfucker and give a little to the poor. I mean, those boys over there on the monitor, they want a government smaller and weak. But they speak to you for the riches 20% when they pretend they're defending the meek. Now, shit, fuck, cocksucker, that's the real obscenity. Black folks living with every day. Trying to believe a motherfucking word Democrats or Republicans say. Obscenity? I'm Jay Bulworth, and I've come to say the Democrat Party's got some shit to pay. It's gonna pay in the ghetto. It's gonna pay it. And you know that guy in the booth who's talking to you in that tiny little earphone? He's afraid the guys in the network are gonna tell him that he's all the way through. If he lets the guy keep talking like I'm talking to you. Because the corporations got the networks, and they get to say who did to talk about it. Country and who's crazy today. I would cut to commercial if you still want this job. Because you may not be back tomorrow with this corporate mob. Cut to a commercial? Okay, I got a simple question I'd like to ask the network that pays for you performing this task. How come they got their airwaves? They're the people's, aren't they? Wouldn't they be worth $70 billion to the public today? If some money grubber in Congress didn't give them away for bid campaign money? It's hopeless, you see. If you're running for office without no TV, if you don't get big money, you get a defeat. Corporations and broadcasters make you dead meat. You've been taught in the country there's speech that's free, but free don't get you no spots on TV. If you want to have senators not on the take, they give them free airtime. They won't have to fake. Telecommunications is the name of the beast that's eating up the world from the west to the east. The movies, the tabloids, TV magazines, they tell us what to think to do. All our hopes and dreams. All this information made America fat. But if the company's out of the country, how American is that? But we've got Americans with families that can't even buy a meal. Ask a brother who's been downside if he's getting any deal. Or a white boy busting his ass till they put him in his grave. He ain't gotta be a black boy to be living like a slave. Rich people have always stayed on top by dividing white people and colored. But white people got more in common with colored people than they do with rich people. We just gotta eliminate them. White people, black people, brown people, yellow people, get rid of them all. All we need is a voluntary, free-spirited, open-ended program of procreative racial deconstruction. In other words, everybody just gotta keep fucking everybody till they're all the same color. And it's like, shit. Imagine that. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. I mean, that speech at the end. Well, the one thing, spoiler, that I don't care for is the ambiguous ending. Just super spoilers. You realize the hit person was actually Halle Berry. But obviously she's not going to go through it. Everything's fine. Then someone else is actually Paul Sorvino from, he was in Money Talks with Chris Tucker. He was in The Stuff with, what was it, Larry Cohen film, The Stuff. He shoots Bulworth, and then you don't know if he lives or dies. Some weird ambiguous thing where a homeless guy tells about he's not a soul, you gotta be a spirit. I thought that was kind of out of the blue. I don't think that needed to be in it. I don't know, it felt pretentious. So I'm not really a fan of that ambiguous ending. I think you don't know if he lived, if he died, but his message is going to live on. Or what. So I didn't really care for that. But anyway, with that said, I do overall like the film. I appreciate the message it was conveying. I thought the cast, including Warren, did a good job. The movie didn't do a whole lot when it came out. But I think, you know, other than the rapping and the music, the cast, the dialogue, the message is pretty on point. And I thought that speech alone, granted, was done a lot with through rapping, but holds a lot of water. Holds a lot of water in today's age. Maybe that's just me. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.